Welcome to day number 3 of how to get your first wholesale deal. Now, if you missed day number 2, I'll put that link in the description. But to give you a quick recap, I gave you guys, information on what to say to the property owner, and also how to contact distressed property owners on Zillow, and also how to use the lead tracker via Google Sheets. And today, I'll let you guys know what to say to the property owners as they're giving you a call back. And I'll also give you a quick, breakdown of how to calculate your offer using Zillow. So it'll be very quick. So that way you'll be able to calculate your offer as quick as possible to produce more leads, to produce that productivity and your probability of getting that deal. All right. Now, the first thing is when you're getting that call back, it's only a couple of different ways that they can call you back. Okay. Now, they either going to give you a call back. They're either going to say their name, right? Or they're not going to say their name. Or they'll, say the address of the property, or they won't say the address of the property, okay? Now, the big thing that a lot of you guys may face is that, what do you do when you're getting a call back if you're out in public and you aren't, by your laptop, right? What do you do if you're out in public, you're not by your laptop? What do you do? So I want you guys to know you don't need your laptop. You don't need to be right there with your laptop to be able to, speak to these sellers, because it's general. Your idea is general. And what your idea is, you're purchasing property throughout your market, whatever market that is. Now, what does that look like? All right. Now I'm gonna give you guys an example of what this looks like. So the first one, I told you guys, they're either going to say their name or not say their name. Okay. Now this is a big one. Take out your notes if you need to. So when they call back and they say their name, it is a lot easier, because then you're able to, look at your notes. You're able to put your name inside their notes, and you'll be able to pull up their property address very quickly. All right. So if they're giving you a call back and they're saying, ring, 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 you answer the phone. You're like, hello, this is D'Angelo. Or you'll say, hello, this is your company name, whatever one you choose. So they'll say, hey, D'Angelo, this is Sarah. You gave me a call earlier about my property in Cincinnati. And you'll say, oh, yes, Sarah, I was giving you a call because our company is purchasing property throughout the area. Just wanted to know if you were interested in selling at this time. All right, we'll stop it right there. So that right there is very easy, right? Sarah gave you her name. She told you the area that she's purchasing in, or that you called about, whatever property that is. So that was very simple. Now, what's even easier than that, obviously, is if they call back and say, you called about my property on 123 Main Street. So if they give you the property address that you called about, that's even easier. But that doesn't always happen, because when you leave your voicemail, you don't always, say the property address, unless you are leaving, the property address on your voicemail, which does happen if you are calling, handout leads. But if you're using something like the Mojo Dollar or something like that, then you're not using the property address, okay? Now, if they say property address, great. But this is what oftentimes happens, right? So what oftentimes happens is Sarah gives you a call back, but she doesn't say her name or where the property is located. So this is what that looks like. Ring, 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 ring. Hello, this is D'Angelo. Hey, D'Angelo, you gave me a call earlier. I'm just returning it. So that can be anybody, right? So that can be anybody. One thing I want to let you guys know, on your Google Voice, turn off the greeting. Turn off that, please say your name. Turn off that, because that doesn't sound professional. So you won't know who's calling you, right? So with that turned off, you don't know who's calling you. You don't know what it's about. It can be a regular person, or it could be, business call. So if somebody calls you back and say that, then the first thing, you're business oriented. So it's always an opportunity there. So, stay on that level, stay on that frequency, and you'll say, okay, great. Yeah, we were giving you a call because our company is purchasing property throughout the, whatever your market is, whatever your desired market is. So, we're just giving you a call because our company is purchasing property throughout the Cincinnati area. Just wanted to know if you were interested in selling at this time. Stay right there. Now, you see the difference. So one, she gave you her name, she told you the area. Another, they didn't give you any information. You're just assuming, because you know what area you called in. So you know the probability that it's in your desired market that you were calling in, and their name right now really doesn't matter until they're interested in selling. But check this out. Now, to go back to the first one, if you get stopped at Sarah with Cincinnati property and she says, oh yeah, I am interested in selling, right? That's perfect, right? So if you're at home, if you're by your laptop, again, you're able to Google this information, right? Not Google it, but you can type it into your lead tracker. Again, refer back to video number 2, day number 2. You'll type it into your lead tracker, and you'll be able to see the number pop up. So you'll have the address of the property on hand. So you'll be good. And remember, I told you guys, you can access your Google Sheets, your lead tracker on your phone. So that way you'll be able to Google or type in your, the number on your lead tracker on your phone. So you're always good. You never really need your laptop for the finding of the address or recording notes or anything like that. All right. Now, with all of that being said, where it can go from here is it can spiral out of control if you don't know how to keep control of the conversation. So what you have to do, because what Sarah could say is, well, D'Angelo, if she doesn't give you, if she doesn't say yes, right? And if you don't have your laptop right here, then she'll be like, well, which property are you calling about, right? Now, if she says, which property are you calling about? You'll say, well, any property. We actually purchase all throughout the Cincinnati area. Do you have any property you're interested in selling throughout Cincinnati? Now, what is that right there? With that part right there, what I just did right there, that's called using the formula, right? Now, the formula that I teach you guys is anytime the seller asks you, right? Anytime the seller asks you in question or a kind of like question, opinion, comment, statement, you get what I'm saying? Like one of those smart comment statements. You get what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That feeling like why you being funny? That type of thing. Anytime they do anything like that, you use what I call the formula, which is you respond back to their question, comment, funny little statement. You respond back to that with a comment, then a question, right? So the comment to be able to show, the respect, to be able to reply back, and then question to change the direction of the conversation so that you keep control. You keep control and they're, reacting to what you have to say. So that's how that works. So, to go back again, when she said, which property were you calling about, D'Angelo, right? So what does that look like? Go all the way from the top. So, and guys, I want you to take notes because this is very important. And if the notes is just too much, go ahead and make sure you shop successfully. Click the link in the description. This is all in Cold Call to Success, the course. And I go way more in detail with, a lot more different responses, okay? But either way, what you have to say to go all the way from the top is, ring, 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 ring. Hello, this is D'Angelo. Hey, D'Angelo, this is Sarah. You gave me a call about my property in Cincinnati. Just returning your call. Hey, Sarah, yes, we were giving you a call. We're purchasing throughout the Cincinnati area. Are you interested in selling? Well, maybe, but what property were you calling about? Well, we purchase all throughout the Cincinnati area. Do you have any property throughout Cincinnati that you are interested in selling at this time? Well, yeah, I have this property on 123 Main Street that I may be interested in selling. Okay. And then that's too much. I ain't gonna go all the way in, but that's it, right? So I'm gonna stop it right there. So you saw right there how I, again, used the formula. I comment, then question, and then it redirected it to where she's like, okay, well, he said, they purchased all throughout Cincinnati, so they're not calling about a specific property. And this works in your favor because you're out and about. You don't have time to look in your laptop or to look in Google Sheets and pull up her number and pull up her contact. You just say this, right? Because it gives you general, basis now, right? So now you're good. And she's reacting. So she's telling you yes, and then the script goes on. And again, if you like my full script, go ahead and, go to Cold Call to Success. Go ahead and get the course, and you guys, can shop successfully, all right? So that'll be in that course, a lot more information as well. So that being said, guys, you get where I'm going right here. You have to use the formula, and that's in any part of the conversation. Again, the formula is if they reply with they have a little funny comment, question, any of that statement, then you reply back with a comment, then question, and that changes the flow of the conversation, the direction of it, and you show respect by answering their question, directly / indirectly, all right? So now that is the main thing you need to know, right? And now obviously if they don't give you their information, right? Now that same thing happens with the second person, and that second person doesn't give you their name and information, then obviously you will, look up their information if you have it on your Excel sheet. And if you don't have it, then you will do the same exact thing. We're purchasing all throughout the Cincinnati area, right? And then if they say, well, do you not have my name? And they won't even ask that question, guys. I've never got that question, actually. I just thought about it right now, but I've never got the question, do you not have my name, right? So you can always say, if you get any type of weird question, always say, I'm verifying, right? So if they say, why are you asking me that? You say, well, I have to verify it for my purchase manager. I have to verify it for our company. It's just company policy. Always refer back to general statements, all right? Now, that sums it up for you guys. Now you should know and you should be comfortable with answering the phone anywhere. But now I want to go ahead and flip it over to the next chapter, the next page, and we're going to get right into it with the, having your, how to give your offers, right? How to give your offers to your sellers. And it's different phases of how to give your offers. It's how to actually make the offer by saying, how to say it, how to speak. Let me get a little drink of water, guys. You got to excuse me. I don't clip these. So I really don't be clipping these. I'll be doing them all in one take. And I like it better that way. I really feel better speaking with you guys. All right, so with these offers, it's different. So I'll teach you guys, and I've already taught you guys, look in Cold Call to Success playlist. I teach you how to make offers to sellers the right way. And I'm speaking on how to make offers, being, how to actually say the offer, because it really does. You provoke certain emotions and different little mental things go on when you're making these offers, right? When you actually speak the offer. But what I'm going to show you right now is how to calculate it, right? So how to calculate the offer quickly. You want to do this in about under 2 minutes, for real. You don't want to spend so much time on it, especially, let me tell you why. One thing in the beginning, when I was calculating these offers, I was spending time on these offers for deals, for properties that ended up not being deals. You feel me? So I was so caught up in the fact that they said yes. They finally said yes, they're going to sell me their property. Now I got to give them the offer. I'm caught up on the fact that I have to give them an offer. So I'm over here, over analyzing this thing, spending about 2-3 hours on one property, looking at, how to make my offer instead of just making it quick. So this should take 2 minutes. So what I want you guys to do is, you see the Zillow price, right? So on the Zillow price of your properties, right? So you Google let's say the property address is, 5515 Graydon Avenue, right? So, you type that in, 123 Main Street, whatever it is. You pull up Zillow. Zillow says that the Zestimate is $100,000, okay? So with that being said, it's $100,000. Let's say that this is a for sale by owner, right? So this is where you got them from. For sale by owner, they have the house listed at $70,000, right? Now at $70,000 for you, at $100,000, there's no deal, right? That's not a deal. And I'll make it more drastic. I'll say $80,000. Stay with me. I'll say they got it listed at $80,000, right? The Zestimate is $100,000, right? So what I want you guys to do for your offer, automatically, it has to be at least 65% of the Zestimate. At least 65% of the Zestimate. So your offer has to be at least $65,000, right? And when I say at least, I mean like at most $65,000. You want it to be lower than that. That's what I mean by at least, right? So it's like really reverse. So at least 65,000. So at least 65%, but you want it to be lower. So at 65%, that's where you can start beginning to, have that negotiation there, right? Now, the reason why is because, that'll be your, offer price of it, right? So you'll be able to sell it higher because of the ARV, whenever the ARV may potentially be. But what I want you guys to know from there, at the 65, if you were to offer 65,000 for this $80,000 house, that's great. But you also have to go ahead and calculate, 65,000 mark minus what you want to get paid, right? So kind of subtract that. So if you wanted to have a $5,000 assignment fee, and this is what I mean by 65% of that, right? So if you want to have a $5,000 assignment fee, subtract what you want to get paid from that 65,000, which would be 60,000, and that would be your offer. And this is very vague, right? Because again, the property could need work and the property will need work. But I want you guys to have something that's quick so you can get the property under contract, and then you have an inspection period, and then you'll learn about the other stuff that needs to be done. But this way, you are actually getting the feet in the door without overanalyzing. So it's very simple. Again, look at the Zestimate. If the Zestimate is 100,000, at least offers 65,000. So at most offers 65,000. At most, when that's what I mean by at least 65%, 65% at least, could be lower. So at 65%, you're at 65,000. You want to get paid $5,000. Subtract $5,000 away from that. Your offer to your seller, $60,000. Your offer to your end buyer or whatever, sell it off at $65,000. All right. Now that is right there. That's the formula. That's what I want you guys to do. Practice that. And, be lenient. That does depend on your market. I don't know what your specific market is. I've always found that this works for Cincinnati. And another thing that works, you can test it out in your own market. But trust me, it works in Cincinnati. And it's, getting kind of different now because the selling price is getting, closer to the Zestimate price for properties that are just in decent shape, if that makes sense. So, but subtracting $20,000. So if you just take away $20,000 from the Zestimate price, you can have a good idea on what you need to offer for your seller. And you can test that out, test that theory, just run the numbers. That's what I mean by test it out, run the numbers, look it up. Take away $20,000 from the Zestimate, you'll have a good idea on what you need to offer. But again, in some areas that's selling closer to the Zestimate in like as is condition, it'll be higher than that. So it'll be like needing to be higher than that $20,000 mark. All right. Guys, I know that was a lot, but again, this is why I'm breaking this down piece by piece. So if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. I like this video. That way we can, boost up the channel, show some love to steps to success the channel. I do appreciate you guys tuning in. And, go ahead and subscribe for yourself. Hit that notification bell for yourself because this is day number 3. You've already got all of this information. Imagine how much more I have to come, how much more information I have coming towards you. And it's all within these 10 days because believe me, today, if you don't do anything, I want you to go right after watching this video, before watching the next one, go call 20 people using the techniques I taught you in the last video. Go call 20 people and then watch the next video because you don't want to miss the next video. You want to make sure that you have some experience before jumping into the next video, and you want to get that experience via the first marketing channel that I showed you guys, which is in video number 2. So check that out if you have not already. But the thing is, guys, you don't have to worry about any of this, right? All these videos, all this watch time. The bottom line is, as long as your heart in each step, then you are already a success. I mean, as always, get to stepping.